A fire started by sparks from a construction site has forced residents to flee their homes in Christchurch's Port Hills. 16 properties have been evacuated and smoke can be seen across the city. Joining us now is Fire and Emergencies Assistant Area Manager for Christchurch Metro, Mike Bowden. Mike, bring us up to date. What is it like there at the moment?
Yeah, hi Lisa. Look, we're very confident that we've got it under control, and we've got some crews, some rural firefighting crews that have come in, and they'll be working through the night to keep an eye on the fire. So we're happy with where it's at now.
So what kind of area is it covering, and what does it look like?
We've estimated from the helicopters it's about 18 hectares that have been involved, mostly grasses, scrubs, a little bit of native bush and so on. But it has, we've been able to protect all of the properties that were above that space, Lisa. So.
Yeah, I'm watching some of the video now of the helicopters with the monsoon buckets flying overhead. Is it a particularly difficult site, obviously by the nature of the hilly terrain?
Yep, look, all of the Port Hills and Christchurch are particularly difficult sites one way or the other, and that's why, we do go in with a heavy helicopter response, because it's very, very difficult for people on foot to get into a lot of those, some of the terrain around there. So that's why we aggressively use helicopters very early on down here.
What can you tell us about what sparked it?
Look, I'm only aware of the same information that you've had, Lisa, that apparently some people involved with the building site. I don't know any more about that, and we will be carrying out a thorough investigation, as you can imagine.
Mike, I know there's limited information at the moment, but any idea how far away that site is from the main burn?
It's fairly obvious from the wind patterns, Lisa, so it's the site's possibly 20 metres away from the edge of the fire.
You've got 16 homes still that have been evacuated. Where have those people gone?
No, all of those people have been allowed back into their homes, Lisa. We're very happy that we've secured all of their properties, and they've in fact been going back in over the period of the last couple of hours. So
it's been a bit of a tough week, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, it just shows you that the risk is really high, and particularly Christchurch does have a problem around that urban interface area. The Port Hills are notoriously difficult places to fight fires in. And that's why we do have an aggressive attack and an enhanced response. So we just plead with people to be really careful and making sure that they play their part wherever they can and keeping themselves safe and others.
Given it looks as dry as a bone and the difficulties you've had there already, is it somewhere where people should be using that kind of machinery that could cause sparks?
It's a little bit hard to kind of, to lay something down on the ground. But clearly people using anything that can generate a spark really do need to have some way of stopping a fire. So running out a hose line, for example, on a building site is something very practical that you could do, or a bucket of water. There are some measures you could take if you thought enough about it. And
what restrictions are in place at the moment?
Well, there's a restricted fire season starting from midnight tomorrow night, unfortunately. So we're hoping that everybody will require a permit to light a fire. In that case, so the whole of Canterbury goes into that phase as of tomorrow night. So we're just urging people to be very careful tonight. And through your medium, I'd just like to point out, Lisa, we will have a drone team operating in the area from about 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. So just to residents to be reassured that we use that for looking for hot spots, and it works better when it's dark than during the day.
So you'll be going early in the morning tomorrow then?
Yeah, we will. Yeah,
with the drone?
Around 5 o'clock we'll have some drones up doing some mapping and some hotspot checking.
And when will you have that information?
Oh, they'll feed that all back to us. We'll have it by 8 o'clock, so that the daytime crews will have all the information about where any hotspots that may be present will be. So it just directs our attack to, a better location.
So, Mike, just talk us through a little bit overnight. Who's going to be there? What are they going to be doing?
We do have some crews there. We have approximately 30 personnel working there tonight, and they will generally be looking for hot spots. We leave a lot of the hose protection lines out overnight, so they're very easy to just pick up if there's little flare-ups. We don't engage in particularly aggressive firefighting overnight, but we just need to make sure for the residents' well-being that we do have people there and on standby and ready to go.
And if there's any issues, what will happen with the residents? How will they know?
Look, we will be able to we'll be able to get that information to the residents. It's easy road access up to where the residential properties are, Lisa. So we have ways of utilising the police or our own staff to contact all the residents.
Thanks very much, Mike. That's Mike Bowden, who is from Fire and Emergency. He's the Assistant Area Manager for Christchurch Metro there. And just saying during that conversation, for residents tomorrow morning early, they'll be putting a drone up there to check for the hot spots.